everybody, Buzz Miller, Wannabe Studios. Today, I'm going to try to make this quick. I am old. I just turned 50 last week. I am old. If you're like me, or you're going to become like me, we need to make sure we don't hurt our guitar playing muscles, because we don't want to play guitar. We don't want to do a G chord and a D chord. We want to shred. We want to play a lot of notes in not a lot of time. We want to be able to, if we're going to do this for a long period of time, we're going to need to take care of our body. I'm old, but back when I was young, I was an Olympic hopeful. I was a decathlete hoping to go to the Olympic trials in 1996, and I had enough points to go to the trials. I ended up watching the trials and the Olympics from a hospital bed because I broke my back, but that's not important. What's important is we want to play guitar. We want to play guitar for a long time. If we do these tricks, we are going to be ready to play guitar for a long time. If you're a decathlete, you need to know certain things about maintaining hamstrings, maintaining hip flexors, maintaining certain parts of the body that are very important for things like hurdles and high jump and pole vault. For guitarists, we need to know our forearm muscles, we need to know our tendons, we need to know our joints, we need to know our finger positioning, that type of thing. Number one, we need to get blood flow into our hands. The best way to do this is to activate the large muscle groups of the upper body. Your pecs, your triceps, your biceps. The way we're going to do this is do push-ups. We are not doing push-ups off of our feet. We're going to do push-ups off of our knees. Why? I don't want your muscles to get to the fatigue point. If you're doing push-ups and then your last one is so hard, no. You've gone too far for what we're trying to do. If you're trying to do push-ups to gain tone and muscle mass and all that, great. That's not what we're trying to do. I want you to do as many as you can where you feel like you could still do 15 more. That's going to be push-ups, especially when I'm doing knee push-ups. I do them on my fists, and I keep my wrists nice and straight. We don't want to start hurting our wrists, especially when we're getting ready to play the guitar. So go do 20, 25 knee push-ups. Give yourself about a minute. Then we're going to start working on stretching. You're going to start stretching in here first. We're going to start, I never want you to stretch a bunch. You're going to go basically to the point where you can start to feel it pulling and go maybe another percent or two. Don't ever crank things. We don't want to hurt stuff. So go to where your muscles start feeling tight and then just kind of pull your elbows together a little more, start getting those loose. Once those are loose, then we want to start getting the front side loose. Let's say your arm goes to here. Grab a door frame, grab a nice big speaker, and go maybe another 5%, and just start to get a little bit of pull in there and in through your bicep. So now we're just starting to get loose. Getting loose in our major muscle groups. Sometimes after we do this and get loose in our major muscle groups, cymbal stands usually don't work very well. You kind of need something a little sturdier, but nice Gibraltar rack mount. I think it'll be okay. Once we're starting to get loose, we can go do some more push-ups if we want. Don't do too many. Maybe do 10 or 15 this time. Again, just getting some blood flow through the fingers, through the muscle groups here. I know a lot of people try to squeeze all sorts of different contraptions to try to get fluid and blood flow here. That actually takes a lot more of energy to get there. It's a lot easier to get blood flow through your main muscle groups. So your push-ups are going to be way better than this. If you want to do some of these with whatever contraption you have after you do your push-ups, that's fine. Again, don't do too many. Don't go to where, I'm feeling the burn. You went too far. You don't want to do that. Go till you get some good blood flow. Then we're going to stretch the hands. Now, take that back to about as far as it goes, and then take it another maybe 5%. Don't crank on it. You're just getting a little bit of pull through here. You don't want to hurt anything, and you don't want to train your muscles and your tendons to think they're getting yanked on. Again, other arm. You think that you only need to do a fretting hand, and that's incorrect. Not because just your picking hand does work too, but because it's kind of weird. When people are in a sling, When people are like me, if you remember when I started my channel, I didn't have a right arm for, I don't know, 3 months. If you go and you do bench press over here with one arm, a lot of it actually transfers over to the arm that you didn't use. It's crazy. So we're not going to just maintain our fretting hand. We're going to do both. Pull them forward, and again, just 5% more than they go. No further than that. Hold them for a count of about 10. It's usually what I do. And then you want to isolate your elbows and you want to pivot. Pivot one direction. Give them a good 20 times through. Then start pivoting the other direction, again about 20 times through. Then you can go to a little bit of back to this stretch. This is kind of an important stretch, probably the most important of all of them. So we're going to go back to that stretch a little bit. Hold it a little longer than I am, but I don't want a 20-minute video. All right, now we're going to start working on some finger exercises, so I'm going to grab a guitar. We're going to take our fingers, we're going to put them, say, on the A string. Going to put them in the right position, and then one at a time we're going to do some hammer-ons with leaving the other fingers exactly where they're at. So we're going to do some hammer-ons here. Then we're going to do some hammer-ons on the A string. Then we're going to move up a string. Do 10 or 15 each finger. I'm not going to do 10 or 15 because I don't want this to be a 20-minute video. You've heard people talk about doing the crab walk, and that's going to make you a better guitarist, where you do one finger at a time. That's good. It actually is going to make you a better guitarist because you're getting some dexterity with moving a finger without the rest of the fingers going. It also helps with really creative chords, things like that. Okay, we are now done with our individual finger exercises. Now what I want you to do is do some finger exercises. I've seen everybody's got some variation of it, and usually you're doing some semblance of an activity that doesn't sound real good, but it makes mathematically sense, that may deal with stretching. You can just run through your modes, especially modes that use every finger. Do that. We're going to do that for about a minute, minute and a half. Really, that took about 5 to 7 minutes. If we do that, we are warmed up. We are ready to go. We can feel some heat in our hands. What does that mean? We can see the veins in our hands. What does that mean? That is the number one thing that's going to keep our tendons from getting hurt, is having blood flow around them. That's going to keep our muscles from getting hurt. We don't want to pull something and not be able to play guitar for a while, or to have to limit our guitar playing. Or we hurt ourselves and we don't play guitar for months and months, and then pretty soon we drop it and we sell all of our stuff. And then we always go, gosh, I wish I woulda, I wish I woulda. Don't ever wish you woulda. Keep your guitar around. Keep your amp around. You sell them for nothing on Craigslist because you've got this or that. Just keep them in a closet. Keep them around, because when you're my age and things quiet down a little bit, you may want to start playing some guitar again. It costs way too much to buy the stuff that you sold for $200 10 years ago, because to buy that again is now thousands. So that's got nothing to do with warming up or stretching out, but think before you sell all your stuff, because really, you sell your good guitars off your wall and you pay for one water bill? That doesn't really help. That doesn't work. Now we're warmed up. Now that we're warmed up, we can play. If you follow those steps every time, you're going to get, first of all, you're going to get, like I said, a lot of dexterity in your fretting hand, which is going to help you to be a better player, both with weird chords and with shredding. But you're going to put yourself in the right position to not hurt yourself, not get weird injuries, and be able to play for a long period of time without getting tired. You notice that when you start playing with your band and you get cramps right there in your thumb from flat fingering or from playing your fifths, it's because you didn't warm up right. So let's warm up right. Let's play better. Let's sound better. Certainly warm up anytime you're going to have a show, anytime you're going to record. You better warm up before you get into my studio and start plugging into things. we do that, it's going to help us over the long run. So let's keep on rocking. This is Buzz Miller saying warm up and let's play.